space is open to us now. We go into space.
I've been holding my action. It's time to go.
All right. We should be live now. Hello. Welcome,
Hey.
friends. Dick on that.
Is that true? Oh, we are.
Yeah, if you're looking at what's on screen right now, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not in the right place though. It needs to like. Oh wait! Oh crap! It's not all together. I tried to pick it up as one piece and it didn't.
You broke the dick.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now, let's see.
Oh my.
Yeah, there you go. Now it's on the forward cannon. Excellent. All right.
Okay.
So yeah, we're here. It's Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, you know what? They can't. Anybody who's on looking.
Nope, they can't see it because
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
got
I still
got
have
your
the
game starting soon screen.
true. Well, we got to let's see, flip over here. Now they can see it. And Garrett, if you would want to do us the honor.
Of course.
Not bad.
31. Better than the last couple times.
I thought I rolled a 31 last time.
Wait, did you?
I thought it
Roll
was
a
like a
31 the
13
last
last
time.
time or something.
Like probably way back there.
It was, yeah, it's way back.
That and stuff.
Yeah, because we had a lot of initiative. We had a lot of
Yeah.
fighting last time. Yep, it was 21 last time.
Okay.
21.
So we've gone up by an increment of 10.
Yeah, that's good.
We've still got a prime number, 31.
Am I out of my right mic? Yeah, I am.
Yep.
I just want to make sure. I sound okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Cool. All right.
So, what are we doing tonight?
All right. So, tonight's game is going to be a little bit different because I decided that your characters haven't had a chance to really kind of just hang out on the Destiny and do ship stuff. You've been off doing away missions, doing adventures, and that's kind of been a continuous thing for everybody since you initially got on the Destiny, other than that first little bit that we didn't really play, which was, but now that your characters are acclimated to space life in a sense, somewhat, we're going to do a little, because we've got to do a little traveling. So we're going to do some Destiny stuff. Because last time, when we were together here, all of the characters completed their mission of stealing back the right arm. What? Unobtainium. Except for that they obtained it, so it's not unobtainium. The right arm of the Genger super robot, the arm that Drake piloted. You have that back in your possession. It's back in Drake's possession now. And you're moving towards the Luxenlillinsby System, where you'll be maybe participating in a race, maybe stealing the body Genger I, however you guys decide to do it, but you're headed towards the race where you know that Genger I Guy's robot ship is
Genger I the chest?
It's like the torso head piece. So it's the biggest of the ships, and you're headed towards the Luxenlillinsby System, where there will be a race, where that's the the grand prize. So I figured while the Destiny was traveling, uh, that it would be a good time to kind of check in with the characters back on the home base and see kind of
So,
what everybody was doing.
so let me ask you this: how long is it going to take to get to Luxenlillinsby?
It's probably going to take you about 4 weeks, is the estimate.
Oh,
So
okay.
you've got like a month. I don't know if we'll
How
do the whole
when is
month
the
to tonight.
when is the race? How far away is the race?
The race is about it's not long after that.
Okay. Okay.
So you're gonna get there. You'll have a little bit of time, maybe a couple weeks before the race, and then yeah, then we'll get into it. But I figured because last time that we were actually together and we didn't play, we talked about the skills and different things like that. I think almost every character, maybe with the exception of Anya, has open slots.
Oh, Anya's got open slots.
Oh, I bet she does. uh, so there's potential to possibly learn some skills. Also, Jay and Harro, you weren't here, but one of the things we talked about was the possibility of buying skill slots with experience. And I think I'm gonna try that out. You obviously wouldn't pay for it until
We've done that before, though, didn't we?
um we
In the past?
we've done something like that before in the past. So yeah, I figure I introduce it in this game that way since there's like skills. But Jay, I looked at your characters. I think Rumby has like three or
Yeah.
four, three free, some like a ridiculous amount of free slots. Kegal even has like several free slots. So you
Actually,
already have.
looking at all my characters, I don't have any. None of them have free slots. Everybody's slots are taken up. It looks like,
When I looked at it, because you
unless
had.
unless I have things marked wrong.
Well, you had Argyle marked instead of because I kind of looked at all the characters and under Argyle, look at his last skill slot. I'm assuming that
Oh,
means
it says
available.
oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Yeah. So
So
there's one.
instead of putting the slots available in the slots available section, you just
I
like
actually wrote available.
wrote
Yeah.
it in to like one of
Oh,
the
so
yes.
Mary and Argyle each have a slot available. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
that makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah, everybody's got their own little ways of doing stuff. I noticed that Cameron has like pending skills that he's like working on, kind of written in, which it like makes sense. Like we've talked about it, so he's working on some skills with various characters that he has.
Yeah.
So all of that, everybody kind of puts some things in different on their character sheet a little bit. But yes, that is so the idea of kind of hanging out on the Destiny, working on your skills, doing the stuff on the ship that you need to do, you know, there are a couple of different things. So
Excuse me.
to that end, what let's see. I'm gonna go through the characters and see what everybody's plan is. We'll go ahead and let's see. We'll go ahead and we'll start from left to right. And Thawar. So Thawar is, of course, taking his post as the communications officer on the bridge. So he'll be doing some of his job there. But what else is Thawar? Does he have any other things that he wants to do? And also, there might be some things that that people request of you or the captain, so keep that in mind. But as far as the War himself, is there anything that he is wanting to do in his time aboard the ship?
Yes, the Wrong character first. I was ready for Sid.
Oh,
No, you're good. I was less prepared than I thought I was. You know what we don't have on the ship? I'm pretty sure we don't have. We don't have a library.
uh,
We
the
kind of
ship.
do, actually.
Yeah, the
I
ship's
mean,
computer is a library of everything that, at least everything that was supplied from the Frobaz Corporation, but also the ship prior did have a physical library.
that's what I'm looking for. Physical paper in books.
Yes, yeah. The it does have a physical library that also includes like magic texts and stuff, things like that, because it's a library furnished by the Empire, who originally sent the airship Destiny out. So the airship Destiny did have a physical library, and it's actually located down here with the labs and workshops.
All right. Then Thor's gonna be. He's feeling a little homesick, I guess. So I want to find like some random fiction book,
Okay.
and then he just wants to chill on the upper deck, um, or observation deck, and just chill and read.
Yeah, there is it's not listed on here, but right at the kind of the top of the ship, there's kind of a walkway that goes all the way around the ship. That's the promenade. So kind of the top floor of the ship, there's like a walkway all the way
This is a
around,
fucking
and
love boat. Is it
it,
the love? It's got a promenade.
yeah,
What
it's
the
got a
hell? What the hell? No,
Promenade's just like a
like
general
the
open area.
Enterprise D has no promenade. Then the promenade is we've got Stubing. Yeah,
but
I'm sorry.
the Enterprise D is shaped weird.
I know. I know.
Remember,
I'm
this is
messing. I'm
based on
joking.
the
I'm
original
messing with you.
Destiny was kind of based on a sailing ship in a
I
way,
know.
because that's
I
what
know.
they knew. So
Mhm.
the yeah, so there is a promenade where you can kind of walk around and like you can see outside. It's the main it, especially with the way that it is now. It's like to not feel so claustrophobic, the promenade is where you can go and walk around and see outside the ship. It's one of the main places where you can see outside the ship, other than the forward lounge, which is of course a fun place. So you're gonna go to the library, check out some books. All right. What about Sid then?
Sid, first thing, what is going on with that non-existent or non-living child of Anya's? Figure
So
out what's
right
going on with that.
right now it's in stasis. You can continue to do research on the dead baby. There's going to be some other things for you to do. Also,
Mhm.
I've redone some of the maps, and I added a little lab area in sick bay for Sid and Mary to utilize, or really anybody else in sick bay, but for you guys specifically as characters. So there's a little lab, and you'll see that. Okay, so dead baby research. Anything else that Sid is thinking about, at least at the moment?
Yeah, I want to kind of scrounge for some parts. Maybe around the labs or workshop or where, or I guess maybe the engineering. Um, Kind of looking for some, I guess, just general tiny motors that I could maybe put together. Something that
Part
might look like an arm.
an arm. Okay. Okay. Parts for tinkering.
Mhm.
All
You
right.
know what's really crazy is that when Mary was first conceived, she was conceived as a as this like a friend for Anya, and but since like the baby died, and Anya was like all crazy about that, but it seems like naturally Anya or Mary and Sid are like the are friends, and
Yeah.
they are the two people who should not be friends, and
I
they
mean, opposites, man.
yeah.
You become friends with your opposite, and all that shit. So let's do Mary then, since you brought her up, and she's kind of the next one here on the list anyway. So obviously she has her sick bay duties.
hmm
Other than that, what kind of things is she thinking about on the ship here?
So one of the things that she is thinking about is uh is the is not only like the health of everybody on the ship, but she's also thinking about like the spiritual health of everybody on the ship. Remember,
Okay.
her thing when she was in the desert, she was sent out as
Oh, like a missionary kind of,
a
like a
missionary.
pilgrim kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and she really hasn't been able to do that. So there are two things she wants to do while she's on the ship. One is she wants to find a space where she can establish a a little like a little like a small chapel to her deity
Okay.
so that people can come and she can talk to them about that because that's her deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Two, two, she has also been concerned about resources. So she's starting to take she's spending time in the cargo hold, kind of taking inventory, looking at resources because food is
So
limited,
so
things
there
are limited.
yeah, yeah. So there is aboard your ship, um there is a quartermaster,
Mhm.
Is there a dime
and
master?
there's also a supply officer. So the supply officer is actually that the Rena girl, the let's see, that chick right there, really small. Is there a way? Can I?
I don't even there she is.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, I see her
that's
now.
the there shit. There we go. That's that. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to
Wait a minute.
show.
Oh, she's the supply officer as well as the barber?
Yeah, yeah. She's the barber as well. So there is her.
Mhm.
Um, so you could probably talk to her as well,
Okay.
for that sort of stuff. Also, surprise, surprise,
Surprise.
surprise,
Supplies.
surprise.
Supplies. Yes.
Surprise!
Also the thing about the chapel is a chapel technically to the old gods. It's a so the chapel is actually a chapel of her god as well as like Chud's god, and so like that whole group of that whole pantheon. So the
mhm.
chapel is, she wouldn't necessarily have to set up a whole new chapel. She would
Oh, so
probably
she
just have to
just
get
used that.
people to come to the already existing chapel.
Okay, so she would so basically then what she would do is like set up a schedule. Like,
I
hey,
gotcha.
I'm gonna be here every Wednesday at X time, or every so often at this time to talk about this as
Okay.
maybe like a study group on this particular god or
Gotcha,
what
gotcha.
that that's kind of those two things are her things.
Okay.
Uh,
Well then, she would probably also still be working closely with the guy that she already works closely with in the Father
yeah,
Brabar, because he is
Babar.
obviously the
Yeah.
priest as well as
Hmm.
the chief
Yeah.
medical officer. All right, so what about Anya? Obviously, Anya has a bridge post of
Hmm.
being the security officer,
Right. So
and
has Anya is basically now working because now she's seen security done in several different places. Like she saw security on the whale. She saw security at Gigi's. She's seen security in other places now.
mhm,
So she's wants to take some of these ideas and implement them on the ship, um, because some of that security worked and some of it didn't. So she wants to, you know, use what she's learned to bolster security on the ship,
mhm.
right? So that's one. But the other thing is
Fun
that,
Nazi. That's what Timmy calls
yeah,
that.
yeah, fun Nazi. So so the other thing that she wants to do in her spare time though is what we talked about before, is that she's very, very interested in um augmentation.
Okay.
So she's gonna use some spare time to research that and to see if she can't um, find ways
Yeah.
for augmentation.
So obviously, Matt, as your tech advisor, is probably somebody good to talk to, but also Guy, who is augmented,
Augmented, yes.
is
Hmm.
probably somebody that's
Hmm.
not bad to talk to. All right, what about Argyle?
Argyle, Argyle's kind of simple. So Argyle has been working with the ship's crew, the on learning the big main ship guns.
Weapons. Okay, the cannons. Okay.
So that's one of the things, like I don't know if that's a skill that a specific skill that he can use, that he can
Sure. I
learn,
mean, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, but that's he's kind of back into that, but also, he's missing his wife and he's
Mhm.
very concerned about the trip the trip ahead
Yeah, yeah.
because that's his parents, right?
Yeah, yeah, of
So,
course.
and I think that Argyle might be interested in racing. He might be interested in being a part of whatever that is.
Okay. All right.
So
Well, I will
so I don't know exactly where he might fit in there, but he's interested in that. So
okay.
that that
It's
that's where.
definitely a conversation that needs to be had with the party members about the how the race works, especially if the plan is to enter the race, which is
Mhm.
kind of another thing that everybody kind of has to probably start thinking about what specifically the you're gonna do. Okay,
Yeah.
so then let's see, Gothics.
Yes. Let's see. I think Guthix primarily was going to focus on his skill that he was developing,
The
alternative
the
magics.
magics. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know how when we talked about that, what we interpreted from that.
Yeah, I guess that's something that he's going to have to figure out how, because that could mean a lot of things technically. And it's
Mhm,
in the book description of it's pretty broad, but now especially now that it's broad enough on planet on a single world. Now that you're like out where you are, plus obviously you have Sarth and everything, so there's some wisdom there and different things like that. It could mean a lot of different things. So that's something that he's probably going to have to explore. Anything else for Guthix?
Okay. I don't think Guthix was really concerned about much at this point. Everything
Okay.
else with him has been pretty covered.
All right, cool. Then what about Solus?
Let's see. I
Obviously,
think after
Solus does have probably some flight training because
flight
he
training.
didn't Solus volunteer to go out with the doing the on strikers, being part of like the striker team, like
Uh,
learning manually to fly the strikers.
Learning to fly.
I don't really remember that, but it is cool, and I'd be down to do that.
I thought that he
Um,
did because I thought he went out with Drake because Drake was gonna be like an instructor. I thought that Solus was wanting to do that.
um, perhaps.
It was a
I
while ago. It was at the very, very beginning of the space death arc.
I don't really remember. I feel like
Okay.
if I said that, it was probably just as like part of the general plan of how we
Mm-hmm.
were going to approach the situation at the time.
Gotcha.
Um,
Gotcha. Well, is he still interested in that or no?
yeah, I mean
'Cause
that's cool and all,
okay.
but I was thinking since I was like wanted to do like an apothecary route with one of my characters, for Timmy, I was actually going to make him be just like the mechanic route and have Solus
Mm-hmm.
do it instead.
Okay.
Since
Okay.
like since like Solus was a uh mythic
Mystic.
mystic,
Yeah.
um, and he has like an okay wisdom, and he has like experience with healing and stuff like that. I feel like it wouldn't be too far of a reach to like start learning about different concoctions and whatnot.
Okay. Okay. And then what about Timmy?
And Timmy is going to go, I believe the skill um, that I was developing was advanced military techniques. So he's going to start focusing on engineering around weaponry and like uh, different like machine systems.
Now, those are the kind of two different things: military tactics and the actual use of the engineering of
Technics.
military weaponry. So, are you talking about more like tech? So
Yeah,
advanced military,
military
not tactics,
techniques.
technique. Oh, I see. So yeah, yeah. Okay. So all right. So yeah. So military tech. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Anything else for Timmy that he's gonna be interested in, or anything that he wants to do, even if it's like a kind of a leisurely activity or
Oh, he's
whatever.
gonna get drunk.
Okay, of course, obviously. Uh, I have some to that end. I do have a map for the forward lounge. I have some other things too. I have a map for the forward lounge. I now have a barracks map that also includes Matt's office. Um, so there's a couple other. I've got some new maps, and I've some of the old maps. I've kind of spruced them up a little bit, or kind of reworked them a little bit to get to to because before, when I was first making some of these maps, I was getting used to the tools, and now that I'm more used to the tools, I've figured some other things out.
Okay.
All right. What about Ren?
So, if Ren's doing anything, he's trying to figure out how to throw shit better.
Okay. All right. So grenade training.
Yes.
God, man, your voice does sound like shit.
Yeah. He sounded way worse.
Dude, glad you feel better.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Thanks.
Grenade training. Anything else for Ren?
Nope. The only other things he wants is he wants to find out where he could either recreate this poison he already has or buy new poison, and then improve a dagger. But there's probably no one around good enough.
Yeah, yeah. On the ship, he's probably one of the better dagger users that is around. But of course, he could always train with. There's probably some people. I don't know. There might be some people at his level that he could train with. As
Yeah,
far
I
as
mean, if that's possible, I'll spend
yeah,
money for that.
as far as you wouldn't even have to spend money because it would be people in the crew, so it would just be like, you know, normal crew calisthenic like training stuff for
Gotcha.
missions and that sort of thing. So it would just be time, not necessarily money. As far as recreating poisons, um, he might want to get with Solus because Solus is looking at apothecary type stuff, or and there are of course labs and there's lots of new technology. So that is a possibility. He'll have to
Brother, we
yeah
need to cook.
yeah cooking up some shit.
Hmm.
And then what about Chud? Chud was also taking part in the flight training for the
Sure, sounds great.
but anything else that he happens to be doing at the moment while on board the ship?
I mean, hey, if there's anyone that could help train him in Trident,
Trident. That one might be that one might be tough though.
he's only
He,
got the most basic mastery of it. So
True. Here's the thing, actually, and this is actually something that I just thought of. The destiny, and again, this is also one of the things that the reason why I'm kind of going over all this stuff is that there are resources on the destiny. The destiny has a computer, and there's potential for training where maybe you can get trained by somebody that's not actually a human being. As long as the knowledge exists in the Destiny's databank, you might be able to get training like through some other means, right? Because
hmm
remember, we're not limited to, oh, I got to find a guild now, right? There's the possibility for other types of training on board the Destiny. Um, one of the things that you guys obtained from the derelict ship is you guys obtained the hologram, right? Now the hologram guy, or at least the program and all and some of the stuff for the hologram, that hologram guy might be a wizard, but if you can get the computer to create a different, like a fighting hologram that you
Reprogram it.
that you could train against and have like multiple things, then that's a possibility. So that's something to consider, um, as far as that's concerned. All right, what about Rumby? Rumby was also part of the flight training. Is there anything else that he wants to do?
Um, Romy's quite interested in learning about traveling to other galaxies.
Oh my gosh.
So he's going to do studying, see if he can get some studying in on like navigation.
Okay. Navigation. All right. And what about Kegal?
Kegel's going to see, I guess, if it makes sense to go and talk to what's his name? Like that Tinker guy, Mike, or whatever that dude's
Matt.
name is.
Matt's
What?
the
Yeah, Matt.
technical
Yeah,
consultant. Yeah.
yeah. Because Kegel's all anyway. She's all like, because she's a gnome. She's all into like, like shit like that. Anyway, so she's gonna see if she can kind of like carry on like, because she tried to do apothecary shit, but I really don't think she can do apothecary shit here. So she's gonna try to see if she can get on as some kind of like apprentice or something, so she can learn to take on the skills that Matt has.
Well, again, she can also do some apothecary shit because remember that's Solus and Ren are also kind of doing that. And again, is if you can glean, information from the computer, there is that. There are labs and workshops and various things like that. So it's
Yeah, but
possible, but tech is maybe more. It's because she is
that's what
a
I'm thinking.
gnome.
That's what I'm thinking. Like tech is something. Plus, it also be something in the future that could be good for the party, where like something happens, something breaks down, Kegel could possibly fix it, and
Ooh.
Kegel would be interested in possibly breaking shit that is fixed.
I see. Yes, yes. That actually makes a lot of sense for Kegel.
Yeah.
That actually plays into to something I was going to do this session anyway, because there's going to be
Actually,
some requests.
that's something that I almost forgot about. And so maybe this is something because I forgot about this with Argyle. So maybe Argyle and Kegal can work together on this. The ship, the Sin ship that we captured. We actually have that ship now.
That's true. I have it on a
Argyle is
map as well.
yeah. Argyle is interested in that ship. So maybe it's something that Argyle and Kegal can actually get into that ship, take things apart, put things back together, and start to learn that kind of stuff.
All right.
And use that ship as like kind of like a workshop itself where they take things apart, put it back together, learn everything about about that specific ship.
Hmm.
What does
Okay.
Kegal think about that?
All
Uh.
right.
Okay.
Kegel wants to
Uh.
break shit. Kegel will
so
listen, but Kegel's gonna go break shit. Learn how to break shit.
so right here, these are the dorms. So there's actually one extra bed because there are 14 beds or 14 members of the party including Mike, who obviously is still technically considered a member of the party. He sleeps with you guys. He's part of the away team. Uh
He's sleep.
Ew. Ew.
yeah, he
Hey.
sleeps with
Ah.
everybody. He's a big poly player. Um but Matt actually requested that his office be in the barracks so that he could be close to the action. So Matt has a little office slash workshop where he also sleeps. This right here is Matt's room. So he is right there amongst all of you. So you'll have to decide which bunk is where your characters will be bedding down, because obviously it's already chosen, long ago, but in the world, but now that we have a little map, there is a thing here, and basically these little things, they kind of retract. They are able to retract in the wall, and then these aren't always here. These are like, you know, for privacy. So you can actually open the whole room up, or just open like this part, or just be completely enclosed. But so those are now the bunks. And how that be. And of course, this is like I said, this is Matt's office area. Anya's like, I want to be as far away from Argyle as humanly possible. The smell.
There.
What the hell?
Dan's like, I'm gonna stick a character in each one. I'm gonna spread my shit out
That's right. That's right.
as much as possible. Take
Let
over
me
that
see
whole
here.
thing.
Let me drop some characters in. We got my character.
Yeah. I decided that it would be good to have
Bang.
the bunk area.
Oh shit.
It'll also just be interesting to see where everyone
Oh my God, Argyle is like with those three. Look who he's bunked with.
What's
yeah.
up?
Timmy.
I mean, it
And
makes sense that Argyle and Guthix would be close. Argyle trusts
yeah,
Guthix.
Argyle and Guthix. Yeah.
They're you know, they've been together since the beginning.
What do you got a problem there, Argyle?
Definitely.
Saying. So what are we doing now?
Pick Mike over here. All right. So the ship is going along to the Luxen system, and and you all are hanging out. You can see that one of the popular hangouts is, of course, Grubbers, the Forward Lounge. And of course, you can
Oh
go
God,
here.
Grubber is
Well,
there.
Grubber is there, of
Let me just
course.
go ahead and bang.
Yep, that makes sense.
Beat me to it.
There is there's of course a stage. You've got a stage here, a little dance floor, and there's some games over here, some space pool, some knockball, and yeah, some space pool up here in the upper right hand corner. Some games, bar games, and yeah. This is the front of the ship, and you got a nice view here to
Oh, that there we go. That's how that's gonna work right there.
yeah, to hang out, of course. So so
All right. Timmy's getting
the
sauced.
the captain, now that you're back successfully at the from your mission and you're headed to a new one, the captain has requested to have dinner with all of the away team. So you're gonna push some tables together and have a big dinner in the forward lounge. So he gives you a couple days, a day or two to kind of rest and recover, and then it's not an order, but he requests everyone's presence this night in the forward lounge to have some dinner and just kind of go over everything informally. The captain has some of you, the captain hasn't really had a chance to just kind of talk to and hang out for a little while. And so the captain requests everyone's presence for this dinner, a special dinner with Captain Nova.
Excellent. I'll have a little grand feast with the captain.
Yeah.
What are we having? Pizza? I vote
Uh,
for pizza.
whatever you want, because you're on the Destiny. You can
We're rationing, aren't we?
Yeah, but this is a special again, this is a special occasion. The captain is kind of giving you a little reward for successfully completing the mission. You've been working. All of you have been hard at work, so the captain wants to give you a little time to kind of relax and kind of cut loose a little bit. So
Because you gotta cut loose, but
so the
loose.
captain he says welcome everyone. I'm glad you could all join me for the dinner. So,
Hello, captain.
Hello?
so tell me, what have you learned?
What
Space
have we learned?
sucks.
I mean, there's a lot. What do you want to know?
What- Whatever you feel fit to tell me. I haven't talked to some of you for quite a while, and I'm sure you've had quite the adventure and learned some interesting things. Your
When
feelings.
mommy and daddy come together, they can make a baby.
Wow.
Sometimes you don't even need a daddy. That's what Anya taught us.
There was a lady who was like a thing that we stole.
Wrong.
Yes.
That was the wrong character, Jay.
Yeah, that was the wrong character.
No, it
Ru-
wasn't.
yeah, Rumby wasn't
I wasn't
Rumby.
being Rumby.
Oh, ew. We Kegel's got Kegel.
Keevel's been smoking a little bit.
Yeah.
Kegel's just goofing off.
Yes, it was a very interesting little adventure. Invaded a a luxury ship and stole apparently the resting stone of uh of the mother of our contact on Sharheen.
Now, from what I gather, that Baron and that ship is still out there. It's possible that we've made more than just one enemy, well, out here. We've got that Baron. I'm sure he's none too pleased with some of you. Also, the Karen.
Yes.
And
Although the current didn't seem that threatening, I suppose.
true, but I wonder, do they have masters? Who controls the Karen? Who lords over the slavers themselves? It's hard to say.
Whoever runs that port is probably not very happy with us either.
Ah, yes.
We demolished that thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was a pretty messy situation.
yes, I believe Colostomosis was the
Mm,
name.
delicious.
Supposedly a crime lord. Well, we'll have to be very careful as we go into this next phase. There could be people, individuals, looking for us now. We've made it onto some radar. Also, the Sin. It's possible that they got communications away, so we really don't know what everyone knows about us or how much, but it's definitely possible. You'll have to keep on your toes when you're on your away missions.
You're bound to make some enemies here and there.
This is why I want to enhance security.
That's admirable. Definitely having good security on board the ship will help us out a lot.
We also need to think about scanning systems as we go by and looking for supplies.
It's
We
something
don't
on the
have
foremost of our minds.
we
Most
don't have
definitely.
infinite supplies down there.
It is true. It is
Does any-
true.
Does anyone have a link to the PHP? I can't find it in my drive for whatever reason.
Oh, the you mean the cyclopedia?
Yeah.
I don't have a link. I actually have it loaded on my computer.
Okay.
Let me see here real quick. It's thought it was shared with you, but oh wait, is that right? Oh, two-step verification. Why did that not? Come on.
Is it really you, Steve?
Didn't even come up. Come on. Yes. Yes, it's me. Yes, it is me. Let's see. Will steal it from me? Huh.
Did you not find it either?
Ah, there it is. There it is. Huh. It is it's Sol Adeptus. It's shared with you. You should have it in your drive.
What's the name of the file?
I actually named it AAA Rules Cyclopedia. So that it would come up yeah, so that it would come up first, but that apparently didn't actually help. Yeah. So yeah, that is
Alright.
where you will find it. Bless you.
Favorite.
Thank you.
Add to start.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
Okay. Anyway, please continue.
So, do you have any ideas about the upcoming race?
I think we should do it. I mean, find some advantages where we can, but I think we should simply just win.
I agree, but I think we should take a multi-pronged approach, like we did with the last one. We should have a team that enters, but we should also have a team
Mm,
ready to steal if we need to.
Hmm,
or a team on the side ensuring we have the advantage in this race.
true.
Agreed.
It's possible.
Maybe some sabotage points.
From what I understand, both Drake and Guy have some knowledge about this, so it may be good to consult with them. But also,
Don't we need a race speeder thing?
again, we'll have to see what we need. I'm just as unfamiliar as you are with this type of race. Of course, I used to race sailing boats in my youth, but I'm sure this is much different.
White privilege.
What? I mean, he is the son of he was the son of the emperor, so he's got he not only has white privilege, he also has inbreeding privilege.
Mm,
Royals and all.
of course. What if we turned our little ship that we got into the racer?
I'm not
Forgetting the
sure
name of it.
which ship. One of our own, or
Uh,
one that we've taken.
uh, was it the Sin Pariah ship? Forget the one that
Oh,
we
the
took.
Sin ship, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know that from from what I've seen, it doesn't look like the race involves starcraft. It looks like the race is uh, amongst land vehicles. So we may have to obtain a vehicle, or we may have to build one. Though I don't know if that's within our expertise at the moment, or how long it would take to craft such a craft. Heh.
Could always just go down and find a random 11-year-old and ask him to
Yes.
help us with his ship.
True.
Yep.
It's yeah,
You
yeah.
know, he'd have to be a slave. One.
He'd have to
Yes.
be a slave.
That way he's indebted to us to help us.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Price free.
you have to use some magic to
Yes.
influence some dice rolls in
Yep.
order to in order
But
to
you know that magic doesn't work on me.
yeah, yeah, of course. You're not gonna work on the big dick-nosed fly guy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
problem with
something
that,
like that.
see, the problem with that though is in about 30 years, that guy's going to become a real problem.
You think? Ah,
Yeah.
it'll be
Eh,
fine.
Oh,
it'll be all right.
He'll become a
so
Jedi Master. It's in the bag.
you said we have the whole away party, so does that mean Matt's here?
Yeah, Matt's here.
Matt, how familiar are you with these land speeders? Do you think you could engineer one of these?
Well, I don't know a whole lot about racing. It's never been my wheelhouse, but
My grandfather, though.
I'm sure that I'm sure we could probably figure out something. Did somebody say something about races? Drake was over at the bar, and he overheard heard the conversation. He kind of steps up and he's like, "Are we really thinking about entering that speedster race?"
Well, we want to
That's
get that ship, don't we?
well, I'm quite the racer, of course. You you only have to ask me, and I'll tell you everything I know. The thing is, a speedster, it's kind of a different animal. Would they say this race was 50K? So, a speedster race.
I thought it was like 500K. Because I thought
I,
the race was going to take like 4 days or some
Yeah.
bullshit like that.
yeah, they said it was going to take a week. It's 50K. 50,000 miles.
Mm.
The whole planet?
It's the entire circumference of the moon.
My
And
God.
so Drake says, so a speedster, well, it's not exactly like a starship. It's like a land ship, but it's got different modes. See, there's different parts of the race. Part of a speedster uses repulsor and jet engine technology. You see, the
Argyle
repulsor,
dead.
the repulsor, eh, it repulses the vehicle, pushes it up, and makes it float.
I've
Anywhere
been told
about,
I was repulsive.
I'll second that. Anywhere about a half meter to 3 or 4 meters off the ground. The repulsor technology paired with a jet engine, well, that's about the fastest a speeder can go. So you're talking about max speed, maybe about 2.5 times the speed of sound. So, you know, 1,500 to 2,000 miles per hour. But a speedster's controlled manually. So you can only use the repulsors on straightaways. Straightaways are exciting because you can go real fast. There's also what they call speed traps, which slow your speedster down. And there are jump gates, which can jump you ahead. Problem is they're random on the racetrack. So when you see one coming, you either have to avoid it or have to lean into it. But strategically, they can be both a hindrance to you and your opponents, as well as an asset.
Sounds
Jumping
a lot
ahead.
like F-Zero.
What's that?
Sounds a lot like F-Zero.
I was thinking the entire time it's just a Mario Kart track.
Or Mario Kart?
It's like Mario Kart on the moon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Watch out for the bananas. God.
I went to Speed Racer.
But that's the straightaways. The other parts, well, sometimes you can't use the repulsors. Repulsors aren't great over water. Also, you can't really go fast if you're going through windy tunnels or canyons or on various rocky terrain.
You
At
have to
which
watch
point
out for those Tuscan Raiders because they like to shoot at you.
you have to well, your speedster will make physical contact with the ground. Wheels. On your planet, you had carriages, right? Probably pulled by some
Yes.
type of animal.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a carriage, but with a big engine on it. And because the races take so long, well, there's all kinds of things. There's places where you'll have to stop. It's not just about speed, it's also about strategy and planning and resource management. You got to make sure that your speedster is in condition to go the whole race. So, maintenance is sometimes an issue, and fuel, all of that kind of thing. Where you stop, who you stop near, for all kinds of things. Again, a race like this, well, probably be over in 5 days. Not that everybody's gonna make it to the end in 5 days. Only the top competitors, but I'm excited if we're gonna race.
So I was thinking about I can never decide on Timmy's accent. I was thinking about learning some tech stuff, especially now that I've got this cool gun. Maybe I start learning about speedsters and how they work, and I can be the mechanic for it.
Well, definitely need something like that. It might even be a good idea for us to have multiple entries. Speedsters are kind of small. You won't have to be able to have a lot of people in there.
I was thinking I could kind of be a mechanic too, but like mechanic other people's speedsters.
Well, you don't want to get caught, but certainly that is a tactic we could use. Speaking of
Don't like
you
that.
being a mechanic, I was wondering if maybe you and Sid might not be able to come down and help me out with the repairs on Genger II.
That sounds like a great time.
Sounds like fun.
Sid, you're a smart guy, right?
I suppose I could be, sure.
I might need you to take a look at some things, as well as Kegal. And Timmy, of course, you're welcome to come, but there are some things in one of the manuals that I don't have any experience with at all. And I think you might be able to help me out.
Well, at the very least, if you need a uh, how do I put this? If you need a small body to get in and do some intricate repairs, I'm your man.
Yeah,
Basically,
that'll help.
you can shove him up its ass. He'll fit.
Well, any help would be, well, helpful. Yeah.
And you said that we were racing on the moon and need to strategize about how we go about it. Um, perhaps
Well,
perhaps I can look at and start mapping out what the strategy would be.
Well,
sure.
maybe the computer actually has a map of this moon that we can look at.
They usually release a map before the race. So we'll have to check the Luxen's informational node and see if they've uploaded that map yet. Once it's up, we'll definitely need somebody to study it. Help us with our route.
I just realized the Luxons. You know where that's from, right?
Uh, my imagination?
No, no. It's
Hmm.
from what the hell's that show called? The one with the living ship that was
Shit.
on sci-fi.
Was that
Uh,
Doctor Who?
no.
I
What?
can think of the one that you're talking about. It was the
Yeah,
really weird one on Sci-Fi Channel, but
yeah.
I
It
don't.
was the really weird one with the blue girl,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
okay. So the big hairy guy was a Luxon.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually what his race was Luxon.
Yeah. Well, the Luxon, that's just like the people of the planet of or the system of Luxenlillinsby, and Luxons, most of the Luxons are actually Laputan. So most of them are halflings.
Ah,
The guy, the minister of that did the little announcement for the raise was definitely a halfling. So Timmy will fit right in.
Excellent.
Lots of little people. So, well, yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna go back and drink now.
I'll join you. Hey,
So,
brother, what do you got for me?
what do you want?
Ooh, give me something exotic today.
All right. Let's see what we've got. Ah. What is this? Well, I found this one in the computer, and smells pretty good. Have a pint of this, Tim. He like puts this glass on the bar, and it's kind of this greenish liquid that kind of transforms into red on the way down. So it looks like a Christmassy drink.
Ah, cheers.
It's got a little bit of froth up at the top. You taste it, and it's bitter, but in the best way possible. Goes down smooth and creamy.
Another one for the compendium. Timmy's Great Drink Guide to the Galaxy.
Well, it's been good catching up with all of you. If any of you need to speak to me, of course, you know where to find me. Thwar, I have well, I have a request for you.
Oh, Captain, I don't I'm kind of on the other team if you know what I'm saying. I don't really go
Not,
that way.
not that kind of request, boy.
get up and sing. Get up and sing.
Yes,
Actually,
Captain.
actually, the crew has been aboard the ship for quite some time, and the journey to this moon is going to take us a while more. We haven't had, of course, any time for shore leave for anyone else but yourselves, and of course yours was just the mission. I was wondering if you could perhaps organize a bit of entertainment for the next few weeks, maybe a concert.
A show or two. Sure. Um, I have the repertoire from the past mission. Do you think that would suffice, or should I come up with some more?
Well, what you could do is you could perform. Maybe you could find others on the ship that have similar talents and put on an entire show with yourself as the headliner.
A talent
A
show.
talent show. Yep, a shipwide talent show.
Isn't Starla the perfect person for that?
Starla Skybo?
Ah, yes. So there's probably many talented individuals on the ship.
Skybo, I was right. Let's go.
And
Speaking of his talent, that's another asset we could use to get into the race. We do have a celebrity on board.
it's true. They said that this moon, other than being the home of the racetrack, is some sort of resort or pleasure moon.
Five
Maybe.
days, 5 days is a very long time for a race. There's going to be downtime, and the people who are watching the race are going to need entertained.
You're right. It's possible that, well, I don't know how we go about some such thing, but maybe it would be something we could do. Maybe we could attempt to book Hans Proner as entertainment for the moon.
Ah,
It might help us gain special knowledge or access. It's something we should think
Indeed.
about. This Gigi person who created your personas, you have a good relationship with this person. Yes?
I
I
would say
believe we do. Yes.
we're well established now. Yeah.
Hmm. Maybe it would be in our best interest to gain contact with Gigi. You might be able to help us out.
Did she give us a did she give us the ability to contact her? Did she give us like a frequency or like a special something or other?
She didn't
Did
give you
she?
anything specific, but you know where she is.
Um,
And of course, the Destiny does have the ability to send and receive long-range transmissions. If we have a
let's
way
chat
to
her up.
get in contact with her, it might not be a bad idea. Well, it's been good talking to all of you this evening. I must get back up to the bridge, but
Because I never sleep. I'm always up there.
yes, exactly. Running a starship is serious business. Have a good evening, all of you. And the captain leaves. The night passes, and you have a good night's sleep. And your first morning, well, ship morning, dawns, and it's the first real good night's sleep that you've had in a long time. By the way, everybody is finally healed fully. If you are not already healed, you are healed now. And Drake comes by the barracks early in the morning, and he's like, Sid, Kegal, Timmy, and whoever
Hold
the
on.
hell.
Cameron just said his internet just cut out.
Dix, is he Oh, he is frozen. Shit.
Yeah. So
Damn
so
it.
hold on. Anything with his characters are gonna have to wait for a minute.
Yeah, true.
That's an awesome photo too. Someone screenshot that.
Damn.
You like draw a big dick on his face right now.
You could. That's true. Well, I actually don't have the
Cameron
ability
is
to draw a dick.
it's time to let everyone know that Cameron is really AI.
Yeah. He's yeah. He's our AI player. We've been
It
experimenting with him.
yeah,
He's finally crashed.
he's been using Chat GPT, and it just now turned to 2021 with his language and his body movements.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Ah, damn.
Everything just ran out.
True. Woohoo! All right, so I was saying that
And that
Drake.
means they're down to go.
What?
Woo!
Woohoo!
Okay, Ty.
Yeah. All right. So
Uh-huh.
what were we doing?
Yes. So Drake had come by the in the morning by your by the dorms here, and he's kind of peeking in all the dorms and saying, "Hey, Timmy, Sid, Kegal, and whoever else wants to help me out with this, uh, if you want to, head down and meet me in the lower docking bay. That's where I've got Genger II. I could definitely use all of your help."
All right. Well, let's get into it.
Yep, I'll head down.
Sure. The lower bay. Is it just a little bit?
Lower Bay. I barely know her.
Yes. So the lower bay currently houses the captured Sin ship, as well as the Genger II arm. And Drake says, well, who all went down, by the way?
Timmy.
Timmy,
Sid's there.
Sid, Kegal. Anybody else head down to either out of curiosity or to help?
Sure,
Is-
Rumble.
Are the rest of the are people who actually have jobs on the ship, are their shifts starting now or no?
Uh, let's see. We'll say that Anya has an evening shift. Thwar also has an evening shift. So the for the bridge, they don't have to be on the bridge until later in the evening. So they are free.
Argyle's gonna go down and tinker in the Sin ship if he's not needed anywhere else.
Yeah,
I guess
well,
so. Will go down just because he's a Drake fanboy. Anyway,
okay.
he's doing.
Because
And
Rummy's only down, but he's gonna try to study navigation.
Mary is probably in sick bay or the lab or the storage. She's doing something other than this.
Yeah,
And
yeah, of course.
then Anya is probably studying either her augmentation or she's the augmentation stuff, or she's working on security protocols. But she's being boring.
I gotcha. She's policing fun. making sure to making sure to police everybody's fun. So so Drake, he's like, "Well, you're probably wondering why I specifically asked Sid and Kegal down. And well, here's the thing.
There's magic, motherfucker.
We've got this," and he places down a what looks to be, it's actually a physical book, but it looks like a kind of a newer book. He's like, this one I'm pretty good with, though I could always use help. And this looks like it looks like a kind of a modern manual. It says Genger II Technical Manual by Brown and Solastar. There are some things in there that I'm not super familiar with, but well, really it's this other one that gives me all kinds of problems. And because they gutted this ship, I'm gonna need some help with it. He takes out this thing that looks like this ancient tome. Like it looks like an old something that you guys are actually used to.
Mm-hmm.
And he plops it on one of these boxes here. And
Oh fuck.
Wait, don't tell me that says Jesu Baja.
It
Baja.
does.
Baja.
Jesu Baja. Or Jesu.
There's
yeah.
Hoshi Noya. There's Hoshi Noya.
Yeah.
That is Hoshi Noya.
So yeah, the second book is this old tome. Reads Maho Ginga Robot God, Volume 2. Theorems and Calculi, postulated by Jesu Baja and Varus Hoshinoya. So, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the Genger Super Robot, even though it's a modern robot, the idea is based on a legend. And, well, there are 5 books. This is one of those books that, I don't know. It's, well, the Genger robot's not just technology. It's magic, too. And that's something that, well, I don't know a whole hell of a lot about. And Sid, I figure you always got your crazy little nose in those big books. So, he like pushes this book over towards you. It's like
I
massive.
absolutely take it. I am opening that thing up and reading through it as fast as I can.
Yeah, I'll leave that one to you.
But Timmy, I don't know if you can read or not, but he pushes the technical manual over. He's like, there's probably some stuff on here that you'll want to study. And Kegal, well, I figure you being of the proclivity of both magic and technical stuff, well, you might be able to bridge the gap, so to speak.
I like that idea.
So you start looking through these manuals, and Sid, you do realize that besides engineering and technical things, there are all kinds of formulae for magic components. And the obviously the Maho Ginga Robot God volume is its own thing, but Brown and Solostar's manual refers often back to. So if you're looking at both books together, the modern book, which shows how to construct the modern Genger 5 super robot, often refers back to various formula, various principles that are listed in the Maho Ginga robot god, which, to your knowledge, translates roughly to magic space robot god. You cut out, Dan.
That runs on dead people.
Hey, it actually does mention very often spirit energy.
Oh no.
And the ability to, one of the things that it seems right from the start, the magic gives the ability for 5 to act as 1.
Interesting. I would hope so. All 5 pieces of the Gengar just form together and have a seizure trying to do their own thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
What the
but
hell is
apparently
that thing doing?
that's not something easily achievable by technology alone. It's something that that has to be achieved through magic. So there's definitely some power and some other things that are created not through technology but through magic. Apparently, even the sword, which, from what you're reading, is generated by this specific piece because it is the right arm. The sword has also magic properties to it. So there's a lot here that you'll have to go through, and the book is quite large. Interestingly enough, this book is organized in a similar way to another book that Sid has read.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, is if the writing style is similar to Juan Baja's tome.
It is very similar to Juan Baja's tome. At least the beginning parts before Juan went totally batshit crazy.
Is that a big ass coffee cup?
Yeah, it's a huge. Well, right now it's got mint tea in it, but it is quite a
Yeah,
large original Star Trek mug. It's, as you can
it
see,
was just
there's
like
my
the
hand.
size of it is rather large.
Oh man, it's huge. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if it says how much it is, but I would say it's
Like,
it's probably,
is it like
it's
it's
20
not eight
ounces.
ounce?
It's
Yeah, it's
20.
not. It's
That
not the
yet,
standard like 8 ounce cup or anything.
yeah, that thing looks about as big as
Shit.
my Jurassic Park cup.
Yeah. We have 2
I
this or actually 3 this size. I have this one. I have the Sailor Moon one that you guys have seen before because I've drank on screen with it, that has, it's got Luna and Artemis on it, and there's like a heart that changes color for the from the heat. And then we have a Daria one as well that she found that she liked.
Those heat ones you gotta be careful with. There's some reason like every time I get one that like I did
yeah,
like a Bob Ross one that changed and shit, and like it completely was ruined after
like
washing a couple times.
literally, it's like it's almost as big as my head.
That is big.
Like
Yeah.
this,
Same size.
yeah,
Yeah, I think
it's
they're the
probably,
same size.
yeah, I would say, yeah, this says 20 ounces. It's
Yep.
20-ounce ceramic mug.
Where do you
I
go
got
buy 20
I
ounce ceramic
I
mugs?
got this thing actually for like $2 at uh, TJ Maxx.
I think this came from Lunchbox, which is the geek. It's the Think Geek. It's like a retail store for the Think Geek company. I believe anyway.
Think Geek is no longer owned by Think Geek. Like
Oh
I
well,
forgot who bought them out.
there's a retail store that I think is connected to whatever company. Yeah, whatever. I don't know if it's the new or the old company or whatever, but it's called Lunchbox, and it has like pop culture, nerdy type things. It's a pretty cool little store. I think this is where that's from. There's lots of like anime stuff, like like not like popular anime stuff. Like it's one of those types of store. They sell like Star Trek and Star Wars and just general like Marvel and that kind of nonsense. So, yeah. Well, Timmy, while they're looking at these books, I'm gonna have to get you to crawl into the underbelly and see if we can find some parts. One of the things, they totally shredded this thing. They completely took out the entire joint, so we're gonna have to rebuild that.
Oh, you should talk to Guthix about joints. It's more of his kind of thing.
Yeah, not that. Like an elbow, because well, the
ships have elbows. Well, I guess it is an arm.
It's an arm, but it looks like they totally took the all the hinges out. Now there's an under part. I hope the fingers are down there too. Look for the fingers. They're gonna be big.
All right, let me jimmy down on there.
Wait a minute, is that under the jizz room?
No.
Oh, what is that smell? Oh God, no! Oh.
Yeah. It's under the jizz room, unfortunately. They totally messed up everything about this thing. It's gonna have to be practically rebuilt from scratch. Now that you can see it in better light, I don't know if you can look around the where the cockpit is, like look around like this area and see there's like pieces of plating just ripped off. There's just like wiring strewn all over the place. There's various besides jizz marks, there's all kinds of like holes.
Oh man.
I feel like flying a spaceship with holes in it is not a very
Yeah, it just looks like they just ripped a bunch of stuff out. So yeah, so he sends Timmy down to check out some things and review. He's like, "Oh, before you go down there, here, put this on." He gives you this little thing to stick on your head that's got like goggles on it. It's got a light. And then and then he has a little thing where he can see what you're seeing.
Okay. Well, let me just get on into here then.
Timmy now has the ability drone.
Yeah, exactly.
Timmy drone.
All
right.
You get down into the underneath, and it smells even worse down here.
Oh,
what were they
God.
storing down here?
You got any nose plugs back up there?
Just hold it. Don't be a baby. Oh, well, there's some fingers. Well, that's good. That might even be the whole hand. Oh, what is that?
It's somebody's hand.
Yeah. Well, it looks like there's a decent amount of parts that we can use down there. You're like crawling around. Everything has this like greasy film all over it.
Oh God.
You know, it still doesn't smell quite as bad as the prison pits that we were in.
Yeah, probably not. That was the worst.
That was bad. Where we got sprayed down with hoses every day.
Then again, the prison pit smell was augmented by something. I mean, it smelled bad anyway, but I think everybody knows the culprit of the
Yep. Yeah, we
of the
do.
stink. Everybody knows the culprit of the stink now.
We do now.
Ah. Sid, go ahead and make an intelligence check as you peruse this book. Because of your study, your deep study of Juan Baja's tome, there are a lot of correlations that you're starting to realize that this tome is interesting in that it seems to be a combination of magic, technology, in a way that, well, is very interesting. It's not anything like you've seen in this world because obviously you've had a lot of exposure to technology, but really seeing magic out here in and seeing ways that magic and technology can work together, it's interesting. Uh, is anyone looking at the Genger II technical manual?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Not looking at it.
Fuck that
Sid,
thing.
Sid, go ahead and just give me a TLDR of that one.
Yeah.
Well, you push the big red button that turns it on. Uh,
Oh. Oh, okay.
If Sid looks at the Genger II technical manual, he realizes that again that there's a lot of references that Brown and Solastar make towards this other manual, and even more interesting ways to combine technology and magic. You realize that besides helping you to assist Drake with repairing the Ganger 2 super robot, there's information in here that could have other uses. Again, the ability to combine technology and magic is you realize could be useful in a number of different applications for a number of members of your party and the ship, the crew as a whole.
Are we in any kind of round right now?
Mm,
No.
Like, can I make an action?
yeah, of course.
Kegal is going to feel the need to lighten the mood,
Okay.
so she's going to cast Phantasmal Force and create a very large Hans Kroner dancing in the middle of the room.
All right, let's see the roll. How good is it?
Roll.
Yeah, she doesn't need to make a roll. She just
Oh, geez, it's a spell.
Not a performance check for the imaginary
Oh
Hans
yeah,
Kroner?
yeah, yeah.
I
Hey,
can,
again,
I
yeah,
can do that.
yeah. Roll on your charisma to see if you can to see how your proner performs.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I mean, we're talking sexy dancing.
Yeah, go ahead and make that charisma check. See about how your sexy dancing goes.
Little less than sexy.
Your proner illusion is actually flailing wildly and singing horribly out of tune. But Kegal seems to be enjoying herself anyway.
I got charisma of 9, so whatever.
True.
If Argyle looks out the window of the ship, just no. God damn it, no. Actually, I don't think this ship has windows.
It doesn't.
It has those screens.
So Argyle is checking out this Sin ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming that he is using the Destiny diagnostics to help translate and everything for him.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll an intelligence check for Argyle. Let's
God
see.
almighty.
Let's see if he can. Let's see how much understanding he's having here.
That almost rolled into a 19, so that could have been a lot worse.
It actually it was close to being a 1 too, which
Mm-hmm.
which would have been interesting. Uh, there are some pretty advanced techniques that Argyle's just like, um, uh,
Yeah.
huh. The Sin ship also is very, very different from any of the ships that you guys have dealt with. So it's like really weird. But
Argyle's gonna keep at it though. He's stubborn, but he's also, he doesn't get Argyle doesn't give up.
he doesn't.
Argyle's one of those guys that just drives on until he figures something out, or
Roll a
kills it,
wisdom check.
Or he doesn't figure it out.
Roll a
or he kills
wisdom
it.
check. Or he kills himself, yeah.
Oh, almost.
He's he's trying to learn. He's trying to figure some stuff out. He's like, he's trying his Argyle best. He's by himself on that ship at
Hmm.
the moment.
Yeah, he is.
So
By himself.
he's trying his best. So at the moment he's sitting and he's trying to look over some things and figure some things out. By the way, most of everybody in the party, assuming that you can read, obviously everybody's got their own reading level based on their intelligence. Some of the reading levels might not be that great, but most of you have acclimated to galactic common. It's close
Sure.
enough with common that now that you've been out in the universe for, out in this in space for a while, most of your characters can pretty well read galactic common as well as you could read common. And the only reason I make that note is because there's some kind of dumber characters. Argyle's reading ability probably wasn't super great just for
Nah.
common, but
Nah.
people are starting to be able to read galactic common as well as they could read common. So, a note about that. The other note is that assuming that a computer is a kind of a standard computer that you've been interacting with and not totally alien. Obviously, none of you can program a computer at the moment, but everybody has a general sense of computer use. Like at the basic level, can like interact with the computer.
Oh God.
So,
I can
you
see
know,
Argyle in there going, "Computer, what's this? Computer, what's this? Computer, what's this again?"
so he just keeps
Computer.
doing that over and over.
He might be. I mean, that might actually be a thing because he's trying to figure shit out.
Okay. Well, if that's what he's doing, I'll go ahead and he's we'll say he's been in there a while. He's spending like a good part of the day in there. Go ahead and make another intelligence check, and we'll give him a bonus of 2 this time.
Oh my god.
Ooh, he got
Oh
it.
my god. With the bonus of 2?
Yeah.
It's like,
so
oh, it's making sense.
so he's starting to kind of pick up on some basic concepts, and he keeps asking the ship's computer to kind of explain things to him and all of that kind of thing. And one
Is
of
the
the
computer
things
Wait a minute, is the ship's computer smart enough to know how to explain things to Argyle?
we've already went over this. If you recall, the ship's computer has already kind of figured out that
Profile mapping.
it's been a while since we talked
Mhm.
about this, because this was like in the very like when we
Mhm.
first went out into space. But if you recall, the computer did kind of start to profile individual characters with how it needed to adjust its
Okay.
explanations.
Okay.
One of the things that you realize, that Argyle kind of realizes, is that back on his world with the airships, in order to interact with the helm, you had to be somebody that had magical ability. But he knows that that's not the case here.
Mhm.
And so
Does he
he
sit down?
as he realizes, I don't know, that's what you got to tell me. He kind of
Okay.
realizes, as he's asking different things, that the pilot's seat of this particular ship has both manual controls as well as some sort of a mind link control.
Okay, so he sits down.
So is he going to sit down and activate the mind link? Have the thing?
Yes, he
All
is.
right.
He is. He's gonna see what happens.
Okay. So Argyle sits down into the chair, and he the mind link, and this is the first time Argyle's ever done this before, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So Argyle's mind is immediately flooded with all kinds of sensory information from the ship,
Mhm.
as well as control information. But it's weird because it's meant for a sin. Go ahead and
I was gonna say a Constitution check to see if he throws up, because God Almighty.
not a constitution check. Let's say go ahead and make a saving throw for rod staff spell.
Oh my God, he did it. He made the saving throw.
So he's in there and he's starting to get like a lot of information. And weirdly, some of it's starting to make sense. And he's not
Can
even sure himself why or what's going on.
can he think to it? Because he would do this. Slow down.
Okay. Yeah. He thinks to it, slow down. Or
He might
not even.
actually even say it. He might actually just like
He thinks
slow
to it,
down.
slow down. But what he means by slow down is really not as much.
Yeah.
Because it's
mhm,
not so much that it's fast, because it's just all there. It's
mhm.
that it's just so much information and it's very overloading. But yeah, he's trying to parse all of this information, and he feels like he's probably gonna have to just sit here for a while.
That's what Argyle is sometimes really, really good at doing. Is just sitting there for a while.
So everybody outside the Sin ship, Argyle disappeared for like a while, and then at some point the running lights came on, and like the whole ship like powered up. And Argyle's the only one that's inside there, and everybody's just kind of like, Drake's like, huh. Well, hopefully he doesn't kill us all.
Well,
Uh,
sure,
go
it's
ahead
fine.
and go ahead and for Timmy roll a dexterity check.
For Shimian. Blah. Let's see. Oh,
Oh no.
I'm caught.
Oh man.
I'm caught. Can't move.
The hand grasped you and held on.
Timmy has realized that down in the underside, things are so sticky that they're
Uh,
that they're difficult to move.
help! Help!
What's
Oh
going
no.
on down there?
Oh, I'm gonna puke. Someone get me out.
Drake's like, come back towards my voice. He reaches down and he yanks a slimy Timmy out, and he's like, oh
Bleh.
boy. Well,
He's yanking.
I feel like I just got birthed again.
uh, we're gonna have to do some cleaning. Definitely.
Yeah. All right.
So those characters continue on doing what they're doing. And then Ren and
Stimpy.
what?
Brandon Skippy.
Stimpy.
Ren and
The slog. The stick gets heavy as wood.
yeah, true.
The slog is better than bad. It's good.
Ren and
One
Solus have
something.
decided to consult the computer in the labs about some the ability to create substances. Uh,
Okay. So
We're
what's
gonna
the idea here, Ren? I assume you're just gonna make poisons.
I have no idea about how this thing works.
What, a computer? You've used
Yeah.
plenty of computers at this point. Just ask it how to make poisons.
Computer, can you make this?
analyzing specimen. Bleep, 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 bleep. Bleep, 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 bleep. Bleep, 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 bleep. this substance is toxic to humans. But
Yes.
it is possible to recreate with the right substances.
Shouldn't you want poison that works on everything? There's a lot more than humans out here, from what I've seen.
I mean, this has worked pretty well on everything that I've used it on so far. Wyverns kill a lot more than people back in our world, too.
Fair enough.
The computer does some cross-referencing, and you find that that this type of poison can be
Poison.
obtained from various sources in the known galaxy. There are various species of creatures that it gives you a list of. All of them look very, very similar to your wyverns back home. The computer also indicates that with particular substances, that that a poison similar to this could be synthesized completely. The computer indicates that.
Jay, you're echoing.
Yeah, I think you. Do you have the stream on or something?
No,
Put some
I think
headphones in.
my speakers are just really loud.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So, it seems that on board the ship, you don't have everything that you need to synthesize this, but it is possible to recreate this. So the computer gives you a list of worlds where you can find the beasts that actually create poison like this, or this poison, or something similar that could be made to be this poison. But the computer also lists a variety of substances, ingredients, that you can use to synthesize this as well.
Gotcha.
You find that that with many of your poisons, they can be created, uh, although what the ship has on hand as far as being able to create these types of things is limited. The ship is limited in its physical resources, but the computer has been able to pull from various databases from elsewhere to kind of show you what you would need. So Ren is essentially able to get a list of.
Ren will plan for the wyvern hunt whenever we have proper time.
Okay. There's also a list of chemicals that can be just purchased. That the at the correct ports of various worlds, any world with sufficient knowledge of this sort of thing, there's a possibility that these can be purchased. You also find that, like this, if you do more research, for example, Solus is probably not looking for poisons, right?
No, Solus is more interested in maybe buffs, to put it simply, like how his ring gives him water walking or double speed or, increased strength, stuff like that. Increased strength, stuff like that.
Whoa!
Increased strength, stuff like that. Whoa! Increased strength, stuff like that.
Damn it, Jay! Damn it, Jay! Damn it, Jay!
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I'm gonna drop it.
Did we just lose Harro?
Yeah, I think we did. He's back
He's
now.
back.
That was reminiscent of Parks and Rec. That erase all pictures of Ron. Erase all pictures of Ron.
Yeah, damn it.
Please.
I don't know why that started automatic. That actually made me that made me think of the Ventrilo the vent harassment videos, the old where people would hack into
Yeah.
like people that were playing Vent or like playing like Warcraft or whatever, like World of Warcraft, and they were like using Vent to talk, and people would like hack into their Ventrilo and like record them and then like play it back to them and do all this crazy stuff.
I
Sounds like it's
literally just,
bouncing
like,
off the moon.
I had to because you said I was echoing, and I was just like, oh, if I'm echoing without actually doing anything, I should do something and see how bad it is.
That's how bad it was.
It
That
was
is
pretty
how bad
bad.
it was.
Yep. Yeah, kind of bad.
That's awesome.
All right. The so let's see. So it's 10:23. Thwar.
It's 3 a.m. I must
It's
be
3 a.m.
lonely.
So I'm gonna have some people make some do some stuff here. So Thwar, you were able to find some interesting fictional books and in the library and relax. But also, have you been looking for performers?
Yeah, I would send out an intercom message or a message to everyone on the ship. Meet at like the front lounge one evening at 7 p.m. with your talents. Be ready to go. We'll have primary tryouts.
All right, let me ask this. Is anybody else in the party going to show up for tryouts for the talent show?
Let's see. Argyle, the last time Argyle was on a stage,
He murdered
fucking
somebody.
He murdered somebody. Argyle definitely not doing this. Anya was not happy about the whole dancing thing, even though I think she actually has that skill. Let me
She
see.
does. She does. She trained for a
There's still
virtual month or something like that.
There's still a
Actually,
dancing
yeah.
Han
So you know what?
Kroner going on right now.
She will show up as to try to hone her skills as a blade dancer, because blade dancing will help with the knife skill, with the dagger skills, because it's all kind of dexterity and things like that. So she actually will show up. Mary's not interested. Mary's
Well, that's a question then. Obviously, Kegal fancies herself an entertainer. Is Kegal going to try and be a performer in this thing? Is she going to show up?
Celtics kind of show up.
I guess considering Kegel is like known as being a like grand performer,
All
a
right.
magician.
Well, then Kegal should probably think about her act. And you said
She's already got her act.
oh god, she's got that outfit.
She's got my
that
outfit.
black spiky
She does
outfit.
have the outfit.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
what
by
about
the way, no. Anya's not. Anya is not wearing that outfit.
What about Guthix then? So Guthix said he's interested.
Yeah, Guthix is gonna do magic tricks. And now that I think about it, Timmy's gonna show up on a whim and have a drinking contest.
Kegal's going to try to talk someone into getting in the gimp suit or getting a gimp suit and like with a collar and like crawling on the floor.
Actually, your other character might be able to be talked into that.
Yeah, Rumby might do it for her.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
All
I'm just kind of
right.
like, yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Ren just stays in the back during the whole talent show and sells drugs to the rest of the crew.
He wins.
Sid's been looking through this book, but also he was going to search for parts. Garrett, go ahead and roll 2d6. He's found some basic stuff. He might need some more, but with the help of some of the knowledge that he's gleaned from the books, he's confident with some practice he might be able to create some sort of an arm that's not just technical, but that maybe even has a little bit of magic operation to it as well. But it's going to
Okay.
take him some time.
All right. But yeah, I would spend some of my free time in the evenings working on that.
Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Mary obviously doing her sick bay duties. When she goes down to talk to Rena, the supply officer, I don't know how you're going to react to I'm honestly not sure how Mary is going to react to Rena. Rena has the personality of
Because we haven't played Rena yet, have we?
no, not really. Not so much. So Rena has the personality of
Whoa, stop.
Yeah.
Player. So okay,
okay.
okay. I mean, let's do it. You know,
Yeah.
if we're good. So is it So Mary goes down to the cargo hold and starts looking around and is looking around the cargo hold, but is also looking around for the person that they told her should be down here. And she maybe calls out, does Rena have a rank?
Rena is she is where is she?
And what's her last name?
She's lieutenant and her last name is Rolandi.
So that's how she would. Lieutenant Rolandi, hello, are you here?
Yes. Is someone calling for me?
Ah, yes, I was told that uh, I should speak to you about organizing possible missions to gather supplies. You're the
You were told
quartermaster.
correctly.
Oh, very good, very good. So, do you mind if I'm down here taking... Well, I'm assuming that you already know what we've got. Can I see the log?
The log is here. Computer, display the log.
Ah. So Mary's going to spend a little bit of time going over the log with Rena.
So you go over the log with Rena, and you're not sure that Rena has emotions. Her face never she just has this like stoic, just plain look on her face the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
She never smiles. She never grimaces. She just has like she's completely flat and absolutely totally like monotone.
Actually, after the after having to be around some of the people that she's had to be around for the last several months, this is
Welcome, Gene.
actually kind of refreshing for her.
All right. So yeah, assuming that you're not creeped out by her, then
Mhm.
yeah, Rena just interacts
Um,
professionally with you, and at the end, before Mary leaves, Rena says, "You should stop by my office. You have some split ends."
um, well, I will make it a point. Maybe you should stop by on whatever day I have decided. I have made the arrangement to have my thing up at the chapel. And you should stop by at that time.
Intriguing.
There might be some interesting discussions.
I'll keep it under advisement. You can find my hours in the computer.
Thank you. I look forward to working together.
All right. Good evening, Sister Clark.
Good evening, Lieutenant.
Rena is supposed to be the I don't know if it's a stereotypical thing in anime anymore, but in 90s anime there was always there like often there was like the kind of blank girl character.
Hmm.
Like the very like emotionless kind of like Rei Ayanami in Evangelion.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I
that's
was just thinking.
that's the
Mhm.
personality that Rena has. Just
Okay.
totally like flat completely. Um
Uh, maybe. I think what I see more is just like a parody trope of that. Like not exactly flat, but kind of like in a flat, uh, like in a parody of that, but in a funny way.
hmm.
Describe it.
Now, here's the thing for Mary. Let's see other than that, she's been talking to people around the ship. Go ahead and roll a charisma check to see how well she has evangelized. Okay, not too bad.
Mm-hmm. She's got a pretty good charisma. Like, that's her second highest score.
All right. So she
People like Sister Mary.
yeah, and
Yeah,
she's
they
it's
do.
it probably doesn't hurt that she's probably fairly attractive as well with the charisma of 15. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, so she is fairly confident that she's going to have a good turnout, and in fact, for her very first one, she does have a good turnout. Anya, go ahead and have Anya roll a wisdom check to see if she is able to kind of parse through and implement some security tactics.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, not too bad. Does she consult with anyone else aboard the ship, just out of curiosity?
Actually, she has to. I mean, she
Well,
can't just
obviously, yeah. Obviously,
just
she consults with the captain. Does she,
the
other
captain, the first
the
first
first
officer.
officer?
You know,
Okay,
she consults with the people who can help her implement this.
gotcha.
Obviously, you know, she's got a security group. There's a contingency of security on the ship too. You know, she's also kind of getting their ideas and things like that. So this is, you know, here's how we're going to implement these things.
Anya was always somewhat treated coldly by the first officer, by Commander Callis, but the more that she discusses security and tactics aboard the ship, she's starting to feel that the commander is warming up to her a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So she's making some progress, which is really more than anyone else in the party, because nobody really interacts with this girl, because she's kind of like, she's pretty straight-laced, she's kind of a bitch, she's incredibly professional, but Anya's starting to kind of crack the
Oh,
shell a little
is
bit.
she is that Shelby? Is it Shelby?
Yeah, like a little bit. She's kind of
Okay.
in that
Okay.
vein. Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
Well,
Um
because we all know what happens to Shelby in the end, so that's
yeah,
fine.
of course. Does Anya do any research on the augmentation too? Does she actually talk to Guy?
She'll talk to Guy, she'll do some research, but she's also taken the initiative to reach out to Gigi about the uh just to make contact, to
Okay.
see not only to see what's happened on the planet since they left, because that's a security concern. Are people after her? Are people after them? You know.
Gotcha. Yeah,
But
yeah, of
but
course.
also just to make some contact. So those are the three things. She talked to Guy, done research, and reached out to Gigi.
Okay. If she reached out to because Gigi is somebody that would have like intel basically from
Mm-hmm.
outside the ship as far as like
Right.
what's going on, because people aren't exactly happy with Gigi right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And we are allies with her. So anything that we can do to help her is going to be, yeah, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this. You have a brief contact with Gigi. She's gonna check into some things for you, but she seems highly intrigued that you guys are considering entering the Luxen race.
Okay.
She's like, "What?" She's like, "Okay, all right. Give me some time. Let me get back to you."
Oh God. Oh my God. Her part of her thing is is a casino. It's a gambling. Oh
Oh
God.
my god. Get all of her
Oh,
patrons to bet on the
Because
race.
yeah.
literally people could make some serious
That's
cash. Like
true.
Ren could you could make a little bit of cash, dude.
Make some scratch. Yeah. So Gigi is very interested in the race.
Okay.
Um, make a wisdom check for Anya.
Yeah.
One of the things that she is kind of unsure about is that, and it's something that even Guy talks to her about, but she's a little bit confused about it. She's not sure if she totally understands it or not. Is the fact that Guy talks about the fact that he wouldn't have been augmented unless he had been blinded. And there are some different schools on augmentation. Some people are really into it. There's another school of thought though where becoming physically augmented, people are worried about losing, she's not a human, but losing their humanity, or losing her elvishness,
Hmm.
elvishness. Like the idea that having a piece of tech actually as a part of you is can be a little bit so not sure how she's going to feel on this. It's a complicated philosophical discussion, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of got her a little bit confused. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
Argyle. Go ahead and have Argyle make one last intelligence check for aboard this Sin ship.
Oh Lord. It
All
was
right.
almost, man. It was almost a 7-2. It just was almost there.
Argyle's on there for a while. He's absorbed just about as much as can possibly absorb, and as he's walking out of the Sin ship, he's like completely exhausted and just actually can't even think.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of like stumbles out of the Sin ship. The bay's totally dark. Everyone
Oh
else
well,
has
no.
left.
Wait. The Sin ship should have a bunk.
Oh God. Is he just gonna stay?
If he's that far gone,
Well, the Sin
he'll
ship
just.
doesn't actually have a bunk, but it does have those seats
Mm-hmm.
that if you take out the center pieces, he could just lay across the seat cushions and
Yeah.
just
Yeah. I mean,
crash out.
he's if he's that far gone, he's not even gonna try. He's just gonna go, and that's where he's gonna lay down.
All right. So so yeah, he's like totally exhausted with that. Um let me ask you this. Has it caught up so much of his attention that he's not going to do anything else, at least for a little while?
Um, at this point, if he's spent the entire day there and it's
He didn't even
dark now,
realize it. Yeah.
yeah. Um, hmm. Let's see. How how excited is he about this? Hmm. Did okay. Did he get anywhere?
He's
Did
in
did
the process of trying to absorb knowledge.
mm-hmm.
And it seems like it's going to be a process that just takes patience.
Actually, Argyle has a Argyle is patient. Actually, is a very patient person. Look how long it took him. He was very patient with what's her face, and
That's
finally got her to
true.
marry. I
That's
mean,
true.
Argyle has a lot of patience,
Yep, that's true. All
and
right.
and he's got patience and discipline. That's his.
As somebody that has come to understand his own weaknesses, he realizes that something this complicated, just as he was realizing
Mhm.
with the ship weaponry, he realizes when it comes to something like this that's intellectual, he's going to have to pour himself into like one singular thing for a while, to
Mhm.
the exclusion of other mental things, because it's just too much for him to concentrate on different things. So
Mhm.
I'll leave you with that Argyle is going to have to kind of make a decision about what he
Okay.
wants to do.
I can tell you that when he wakes up, the decision is made. That when he wakes up in the morning, he's going to be spending the next
He's
four
just going to
weeks
plug back in.
and just he's going to learn this ship.
Okay.
He's going to prove to the rest of the crew that he can actually do something and he can actually do this.
Okay. All
So
right.
he's going to
Got it.
spend the next 4 weeks like he's sunk into this thing.
All right. So for Gothics, I have a
Yeah,
question.
I have an answer.
Guthix, his approach to alternate magics. There are two approaches that he could take, or a combination of the two approaches.
Okay.
One approach that he could take is a very meditative approach. He could meditate with himself, with Sarth. He could try and take that approach, which is an approach that he's very familiar with, obviously, that he's, we've kind of talked about Guthix's past, right? So we know that he's super familiar with that. The other approach is a more information-based approach where he could do research on the ship's computer, simulations, that sort of thing. Or, which is a little bit more alien to Guthix because he's not, technology is like, he's a druid. He's never really fucked with this kind of stuff. And it's kind of like antithetical to the way that he's always done things. Or he could combine the two approaches and do a little bit of each.
I think combining the two approaches is the best, because how I interpret alternative magics is kind of like going back to Guthix's backstory about like the light and
Mhm.
like spirituality and like higher dimensions and all that stuff. And in the skill description, it also just mentions like outer planes, the planescape kind of setting that you would
Mhm.
be familiar with,
Yep.
which is that's pretty cool, and that's like kind of similar to what I'm thinking. But at the same time, I think Guthix wants to take advantage of like, okay, there's a big universe out there. They've probably discovered a lot of things that would be relevant, and like I could look up references to that would be helpful on top of like the meditation aspect.
Okay. Let me see something here. Okay, go ahead and do this. First, go ahead and roll a wisdom check for me, and then follow that up by an intelligence check. All right. Ooh. Okay.
It's a good day. It's a good day for that.
So Guthix is able to start to come to some conclusions that the planar dimensions that are often the source of magical power are the same scientific dimensions that often have technological power as well. And so he's starting to kind of feel like the two are very much the same, looking at them from incredibly different perspectives. That the galaxy is layered in a sense, and that there are different layers of reality, and that magic comes from these other layers of reality. And what is called magic can sometimes be described in technological terms or in like scientific terms. And so he's really starting to come to an idea of, well, this is interesting. And it's opened his mind a little bit to the idea that science and technology are closer than he once thought.
I
Okay.
didn't even realize. I gotta go. You can keep playing if you want.
Yeah, we're almost done. I was just kind of going through everybody. So I know Kegal's gonna do her like weird stuff. Was Kegal gonna talk to Matt about tech?
Yes, but
All
You're
right.
at some other time, which is almost
Okay, cool,
11.
cool. All right. Good night, dude.
Night.
See you, Jay.
Uh, let's see. Who do we got left? Solus, he did some apothecary stuff. Um, go ahead and have Solus make a dexterity check for some flight training that Mike has him doing with Drake.
Dexterity for Solus, you said?
Yep.
Bang.
All right. Woo!
What was that? Is that part of the game?
I think that was Garrett.
Ah, thanks, Garrett.
All right. And then Timmy. Timmy's been also kind of hanging out with Drake and going through some technical stuff. Is he consulting with anyone else as far as is he talking to Matt as well?
Yeah.
Go ahead
Take
and
that.
make an intelligence check for Timmy.
Oh my
Oh
god.
damn! Look at
Man.
that shit.
Banger rolls right now.
Yeah. So Timmy is starting to things are kind of starting to come together. As he helps Drake fix the arm, he's starting to kind of get some ideas about like weaponry and mechanics and different things like that. It's starting to come together for him. And he's really getting into it. So much so that he might even be drinking a slight bit less. Only a little bit though, you know.
Wow. That is interesting.
So Ren has been researching poison, but also he is doing some grenade training. Um, I'm actually not gonna have you make a roll for that Harrow because that's gonna be some rolls that we have to make at the very end of his training, as you are quite familiar with.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Um, but and that's probably going to be the same for Chud with the weapon training. But let's go ahead and have Chud make a dexterity check for his flight training to see how he is doing on that.
Pretty well.
All right. Yes. So Mike's pretty happy with flight training so far. Things are going well. And I'm going to take all of this information from this session and the next time on Up, Up, and Away Nova Destiny, heading to the Luxenlillinsby System for the race, all of the characters coming together in their very specific skills. And yeah, we'll see what happens as we near the Luxen system.
Oh, by the way, that show that I was talking about with Luxons, Farscape.
Farscape. It was like right on the
Farscape.
tip of my tongue. Yeah,
It was
yeah.
Farscape. Yeah. Which I don't know about you guys. I actually really, really like Farscape. I've watched it like 2 or 3 times actually.
I
What was
never watched the
Farscape?
whole thing all the way through. I've only seen like bits and pieces here and there.
I it's a very, very different sci-fi show, and but it because it's so different, I like it.
Nice. Well, keep in mind everything that we've done this episode. Think about that for your characters going forward. And probably by next time, You're going to have some new skills for people, which will be exciting. We might have to make a couple more rolls and do a couple more things, but and then of course on to the race planet
Oh yeah.
or the race moon.
Oh God. Is this
Us
gonna be
about to enact
it's gonna be like a
initial.
race war?
Yeah. Uh, you, um, yeah, not that.
Hmm.
Let's put it in a different terminology. Maybe we don't say that, especially for YouTube,
Yeah,
you know.
maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah.
Next episode, race war.
I
I'm
think
pretty
maybe
sure
we
if I called a video that, we might
Yeah.
have some problems. Then again, who knows? There's lots of weird fucked
Yeah.
up
Hey,
shit
we
on
might get
YouTube.
more views. They're like,
It's
oh
true.
shit.
Not the
Although
views we want
people
though.
the people that are
Maybe
gonna
not.
view it would be like, what the fuck?
True.
Yeah,
True.
probably stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Next time we'll have a talent show. We'll figure out the results of everyone's training and
Oh
research and
God.
all that stuff. And
Poor
then
Argyle.
on to the race world, which should be Luxenlillinsby to see all
See,
that stuff. It
maybe
I actually
maybe
was
you should not call the episode Race World either.
yeah, yeah, it's probably
Because it's probably like just not good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
You might
you know,
actually not use that word at all.
yeah, I
I
mean,
don't know.
they're great race.
Yeah, yeah. There's just there-
Wait,
What is that?
all
maybe
all there's maybe we need to find a different word, a synonym for race.
It's funny. I watch a bunch
Gilmore run.
of comic ball people, comic ball, co- of comic book people on like YouTube. One of the guys that I watch, he does he doesn't work for DC anymore, but he was one of the major like Green Lantern artists for like the
Mhm.
Blackest Night and like all that stuff. And one of the things that he created is he created all of the different because in the there's like the Green Lantern Corps, but then there's like the Red Lantern Corps, right?
Mhm.
So it's they're called power rings, right? But the one
Mhm.
thing that he did not create is the white power ring. some other dude some other dude created the white power ring, but they always like make fun of it because everybody's always like, what about the white power ring? It's like, oh yeah, yeah,
No.
not
No,
good,
no, no.
not good. But he didn't create that. He created the red one, and,
Oh God.
yeah, so kind of funny. But anyway, so that's all there is for tonight.
All right. Well, good little intermish session, getting some stuff
Yeah,
done.
We had some people or bots.
or bots.
Mostly bots probably.
Did
I
Mike stop by tonight?
I actually did not see Mike
oh
tonight, so I
man,
don't know.
I
He
d-
might
I
have been in there, but I actually wasn't paying too much attention to the viewership, so I don't know if he was in and out or whatnot.
I do want to say that I was inspired for the race by like Mario Kart. So
I was like,
you
wow,
know,
you got
yeah.
warp gates and traps to watch out for. Deja vu.
I mean, you got to make it interesting. It
Oh,
can't
of
just
course.
be a plain old like regular race. It's got to be an interesting race with jump gates with some traps. There's got to be some like downtime in the race where you have to like
Mm.
stop and repair and like, people have to rest and stuff. So
So,
I think the race is actually going to be very interesting.
have you figured out what the generally what these race vehicles look like?
Yeah, kind of
Or
generally. I
no?
mean, they're kind of like cars.
Pod.
They're kind of
Oh,
like
okay.
no, they're kind of like hot rods.
Okay. Okay.
They're kind of like
So
cars
so
because
we
they
really should have
have
um let Rumby steal the Nova.
yeah, that Nova was a speedster for sure. But they go on land. They have wheels, but they're also repulsors, so they're kind of like speeders from Star Wars. But then they also have like an amphibious mode where they can go on water.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. I'm curious to see how everybody takes part in the race. What everybody will decide that their roles are. Because they're also not that big. They're like the size of cars. So you can't have like you couldn't have like the whole party in one.
You could. That Nova, you could fit a lot of fucking people in that Nova.
The clown car speedster
Yeah,
for
you
5 days.
Although
of course it
although
adds extra weight.
that Nova, I'm telling you, it can't you can't take it over mountains. Cuz you know what happens every time you take that fucker
Yeah.
over a mountain.
Yeah, that was a disaster.
That was horrible and
Yeah,
terrible.
terrible. All right, guys. Well, if anybody's watching, thanks for watching. Good game, everyone. Uh, See you
Yeah.
again next time.
Peace out.
Later.
Bye.
Yeah.